Here, Denka means Your Highness, but can also stand for His or Her Highness, depending on the context. Den is the same kanji that is used when attaching the honorific dono after someone's name, roughly meaning Lord or Master. For example, Raharu dono. Nowadays, dono is not used in normal situations, and it mostly appears in formal letters and documents.
Denka! Denka! 起きてください! Denka! 起きてください!
A card facing down shows that we encountered that word before. Every time you see one, pause the video and try to remember the meaning. Okiru means to wake up, and okite is the request form of okiru, which is wake up. This is also called the te form, and it has more uses as well. Attaching kudasai after the te form of a verb makes the request more polite, similar to please. Okite kudasai! Please, wake up! Last but not least, Denka, Your Highness. Your Highness, please, wake up!
Denka! 起きてください! このガキ、ちっとも起きやしないわね。このガキ、ちっとも起きやしないわね。
Gaki is a casual way to say kid, and it usually stands for brat. Kono means this, and it must be attached to a noun because it cannot stand by itself. Konogaki, this brat. Yashinai is a negative emphatic conjugation, indicating that something won't happen. To use it, it must be attached after the mas stem of a verb. For example, okiru, the plain form meaning to wake up, becomes okimas, the polite form or mas form. Then, by removing mas, we are left with oki, which is the mas stem. Oki yashinai, just won't wake up. Chittomo means not at all or not a bit, and it's only used with negative sentences. Chittomo oki yashinai, just won't wake up at all. And wane is a feminine expression used at the end of a sentence similar to isn't it or it really is, and it expresses depth of feeling or emphasis. To break it down, wa makes it sound feminine and ne adds the emphasis. Chittomo kia shinai wa ne? Just won't wake up at all, huh? This brat. Just won't wake up at all, huh?
このガキ、ちっとも起きやしないわね。なら、これでとどめよ。なら、これでとどめよ。
Todome is a finishing blow, and it frequently appears in anime and video games, where the protagonist delivers the final blow, to a villain for example. To finish someone off, Todome osasu. Kore de is an expression, and it literally means with this. This being the current situation, or more exactly, something that just happened. Therefore, the actual meaning is similar to under these circumstances. Kore de Todome is a phrase that appears in anime and video games, meaning with this blow it's all over. Nara is the casual way of saying sore nara, and it means if that's the case, and is followed by a phrase. And yo adds emphasis to this sentence, similar to an exclamation mark. That being the case, now is the time for the finishing blow.
なら、これでとどめよ。誰だ、このラハール様の眠りを妨げる命知らずは。誰だ、このラハール様の眠りを妨げる命知らずは。
Dare means who and is followed by da, which is the plain copula, to be. Dare da, who is it or who are you? Raharu is the name of this character, and the official localization is Lahar. Kono, this followed by a noun. Kono Raharu is literally this Lahar, but in this case it means me, the exceptional Lahar. This is anime, manga way of speaking for self-important characters, by using kono and their own name. For example, in JoJo, Dio uses the phrase kono Dio da. By saying this Lahar or this Dio, they imply how truly remarkable they are, by not being like anyone else. Sama is an honorific used after a person's name, similar to Mr., Mrs., and so on. Here, since Lahar is self-important, he uses Sama on himself, and implies that he should be respected. Nemuri means sleep, and it's the noun version of Nemuru, to sleep. No is used here to connect the nouns together to indicate possession. Raharu sama no nemuri, raharu sleep. Samatageru means to disturb or to obstruct. O indicates the direct object of the action. In this sentence, samatageru, to disturb, is the action and the object is raharu sama no nemuri, raharu's sleep. Raharu sama no nemuri o samatageru, to disturb raharu's sleep. Inochi Shirazu is a reckless person or a daredevil. Inochi means life and Shirazu without knowing or without being concerned with. A person who is not concerned with his own life. And wa makes this entire thing after comma as the topic of the sentence. Now, if we take a look at this whole sentence, you might notice that it's not in the usual order. Usual order is eiwa bides or eiwa bida, topic being introduced, then ending the sentence with copula. Kono raharu sama no nemuri o samatageru inochi shirazu wa dareda? But in casual spoken Japanese, these rules are often bent. It's common to say the first thing that comes to your head, then add more context later, for example clarifying the topic. In this case, raharu being surprised went straight to the important part. Dareda? Who is it? Then added more context later. It also adds a bit of emphasis on who is it, but the overall meaning of the sentence is the same. As long as the words are followed by the necessary particles, the order can be changed. Who is the daredevil that disturbs my sleep?
誰だこのラハール様の眠りを妨げる命知らずは。
殿下、よかった、まだ生きてたんですね。殿下、よかった、まだ生きてたんですね。
Denka, Your Highness, yokata is an expression used to convey a sense of relief. The literal meaning of yokata is was good, but in this context it's similar to thank goodness. Ikiru means to live. Ikiteiru is the continuous form of ikiru and it's to be alive. Ikiteita makes it past tense, was alive. And ikiteta is the casual way of saying it. Mada means still. Mada ikiteta, was still alive. Ndes adds the explanatory feel to the sentence. Because she thought that he was dead, it was used to resolve a misunderstanding. Ne is used as a request for confirmation like, right? Ikiteta ndesu ne? You were alive, weren't you? Your Highness, thank goodness. You were still alive, weren't you?
殿下、よかった、まだ生きてたんですね。
勝手に殺すな。少し昼寝をしていただけだ。勝手に殺すな。少し昼寝をしていただけだ。
Korosu means to kill, and na is used when ordering someone to not do something. It comes after the dictionary form of a verb, the one that appears on the flashcards. In this case, korosu is already in the dictionary form, and it becomes korosu na, do not kill. Katteni is doing something as one pleases, implying that the person isn't being very considerate. Katteni korosu na, do not kill me of your own free will. This is a remark that despite him being alive, he is being treated as he is already dead. Hirune is a noun and it means nap, but it can be used as a verb by attaching suru, to do, to it. Hiru is daytime and ne is sleep, so it's literally sleeping during the day. Hirune usuru is what is called a suru verb and it means to take a nap. Hirune oshiteiru is the continuous form, to be taking a nap. And hirune oshiteita is the past continuous form, was taking a nap. Skoshi is a bit, or to be more precise in this context, a short time. Skoshi hirune oshiteita, was taking a short nap. Dake means just and da is the copula, to be. Hirune oshiteita dake da, I was just taking a nap. Do not kill me of your own free will, I was just taking a short nap.
勝手に殺すな。少し昼寝をしていただけだ。それよりお前、後ろに転がっている武器は何だ？それよりお前、後ろに転がっている武器は何だ？
Soreyori means leaving that aside. It's used when changing the subject suddenly during a conversation. Omae means you, and it's a very informal and masculine way to address someone. Sore yori omae. More importantly, you. Ushiro means back or behind. Ni marks the location where something exists. Ushiro ni, in the back. Korogaru has multiple meanings such as to lie down, but in this context it means to lie around. Korogateru is the continuous form, to be lying around. Ushiro ni korogateru, to be lying around in the back. Buki is a weapon. Bu means warrior and ki, tool. A warrior tool, a weapon. Korogateru buki, the weapons lying around. Wa marks this sentence so far as the topic, and it's similar to as for. Ushiro ni korogateru buki wa, as for the weapons lying around behind you. Nani means what, and by adding the da copula to it, it becomes nanda. What is it? But in this case, it becomes an expression that means what the heck. More importantly, you. As for the weapons lying around behind you, what the heck?
それよりお前、後ろに転がっている武器は何だ？
いや、これで殿下を起こそうかと。
Ya is used in casual speech to create a short pause before making a statement. It's similar to starting a sentence with, well. Kore means this, and it's the standalone version of kono. De indicates the means of action, meaning with. Kore de, with this, but to not be confused with the previous expression, because here it's the literal meaning. In this case, this, or these to be more specific, refers to the weapons lying on the floor. Denka, your highness, and wo indicates denka as the direct object of action. Okosu means to wake up, but it's used when doing the action towards someone. Previously we learned that okiru is to wake up. The difference between these two is that okiru is an intransitive verb and okosu is a transitive verb. An intransitive verb is when something happens on its own, for example when you wake up, okiru. A transitive verb is when you do the action, like when you wake someone up, okosu. She is doing the action of waking him up, that's why the o particle marks denka as the direct object of action. Denka o okosu, to wake his highness up. Okoso is the volitional form of okosu, and it adds the meaning of sharing a personal intention or making an invitation as in let's wake him up. Ka is the question marker, and in this case it makes it an invitation. Okosoka, shall we wake him up? Or it can still mean let's wake him up. In this case using ka is optional because it doesn't change the meaning. To is the quotation marker that makes the previous sentence a quote, as in what someone has said or thought. And there is one more word that she omitted at the end of the sentence, which is omoteta, I was thinking. Because she used the to particle to make the sentence a quote, it was clear from the context that this was what she thought. Kore de denka okosoka to omoteta. I was thinking, let's wake his highness up with this. Now, to make this sentence sound better, let's shorten it up a bit. I was planning waking his highness up with this. And because she's addressing him directly, it becomes I was planning waking you up with this. Well, I was planning waking you up with this.
いや、これで殿下を起こそうかと。
お前な、俺様を起こしたいのか殺したいのか、どっちなんだ？お前な、俺様を起こしたいのか殺したいのか、どっちなんだ？
Omae, you, masculine, very informal. Na shows dissatisfaction about something. It implies that he was disappointed by what she did. Omae na, you. Ore is a masculine rough or arrogant way to say me. Sama, honorific suffix after a person's name, etc., similar to Mr., Mrs., and so on. Ore-sama has the same meaning as Raharu-sama, but this time he's using the pronoun me instead of his name. Once again, he's using the honorific sama on himself because he's self-important. Okosu, to wake someone up. Tai is a conjugation that shows desire, used after the mas stem of a verb. And conjugating it into okoshitai, to want to wake someone up. Korosu, to kill. Koroshitai, to want to kill. And O indicates Ore-sama as the direct object of action for the above-mentioned verbs. A no ka, B no ka means whether it's A or B. Ka, used after each alternative, has the meaning of or, and adding no in front indicates emotional emphasis. Ore-sama wo okoshitai no ka, koroshitai no ka. Do you want to wake me up or to kill me? Dochi means which one and is used exclusively with two choices. This is the question word that ties together the above-mentioned alternatives. This nanda is different from the nanda that we came across earlier. It's actually the casual form of the ndes that adds the explanatory feel to the sentence, or in this case, asking for an explanation. Ndes normally becomes nda, but in this case it's attached to a pronoun, so na is added in between. And yes, in this case the polite form would be nandes. Dochi nanda, which one is it? An interesting remark is that earlier when he said katte ni korosu na, do not kill me of your own free will, he didn't expect that he was about to be literally killed. Do you want to wake me up or to kill me? Which one is it?
お前な、俺様を起こしたいのか殺したいのか、どっちなんだ？
どっちでも。ああ、いえ、起こしたかったんです。どっちでも。ああ、いえ、起こしたかったんです。
When given two choices about something, dochi demo ii is an expression that means I'm fine either way or both options sound good. She stopped saying this phrase halfway once she realized that her inner thoughts have slipped. Dochi demo both sound ie means no. Ie no. Okosu, to wake someone up. Okoshitakata is the past form of okoshitai, to want to wake up, and means wanted to wake up. It's conjugated by replacing i with katta, and ndes adds the explanatory feel to the answer. Okoshitakata ndes, I wanted to wake you up. Either is no, I want to wake you up.
どっちでも。ああ、いえ、起こしたかったんです。
Now let's watch the entire scene and see how much you understand.
殿下殿下、起きてください。このガキ、ちっとも起きやしないわね。ならこれでとどめよ。
誰だ、このラハール様の眠りを妨げる命知らずは。
殿下、よかった、まだ生きてたんですね。
勝手に殺すな、少し昼寝をしていただけだ。それよりお前、後ろに転がっている武器は何だ？
いや、これで殿下を起こそうかと。
お前な、俺様を起こしたいのか殺したいのか、どっちなんだ？
どっちでも。ああ、いえ、起こしたかったんです。